Join us live on the Sherry Lord Talk Show podcast. Start your day off with the Higher Vibrational Podcast with weekly guests covering spirituality, healthy foods, and so much more. Go to sherrylord.com for more info.
Hey, everybody. Thank you for joining us today for the Sherry Lord Show. We love being here. We love all the wonderful guests that we have. And if you want to be a guest on my show, email me at sherrylordpodcast@gmail.com and tell me why you want to be on my show. There'll be no fee. If you email me and mention Facebook, and this is where you saw it on the StreamYard here, and we have a special guest, and we just love her. She is amazing. And we have Kaylee Eickhoff, and she is going to talk about a little bit about her, what she does, and her topic is stepping into who you are. Welcome, Kaylee. Thank you for being on our show.
Thank you so much, Sherry. This is an honor, and I'm thrilled to be here. A little nervous, but it's just an incredible experience.
We're welcoming you with love on our show. You have such wonderful gifts. I mean, could you tell our audience a little bit about you and what you do and who you are?
Yeah, absolutely. I wrote a little bit down. So thank you for having me. I'm Kaylee Eickhoff, well-known spiritual medium. It brings me such joy providing people with evidence of their loved ones in spirit and relaying messages of hope, sometimes much needed closure, and lots of love, of course, from the spirit world. I do not take this unique ability for granted. Hang on one second. And I feel honored to be able to share it with you all. So thank you for having me, Sherry. I'm thrilled and excited.
We're so happy to have you. You also, we were talking behind the scenes before we came on, and that you also offer business. Tell me about business. What do you do with that? You're a coach.
Yes.
What is that? I mean, what are you coaching?
Yes. So my background is business management, and that's my degree. And I truly wanted to be able to help businesses grow. And I'm always about that. We were kind of talking about that. I see people that sometimes try to bring people down and they don't want them to succeed, but I have always felt my entire life to rise, help people rise. You always want the best for people, and I try to do that every day. So with my certification, it was amazing, and now I can just do it at a larger level. So yeah, just new businesses that are maybe in a funk, and helping them get through. I also will help people with doing the resume, interview prep, and just show their best side. Yeah.
Wow, that's amazing. I mean, I think that is wonderful. And I also know that you're a beautiful medium. I've watched you on one of your Facebook pages. You were doing readings for a few people, and she's really, really good. So can you tell us a little bit more of how you got to where you were? Did you have experiences? Did something happen or did you always have the awareness?
So definitely something happened, but I have always had the awareness. So it started, I want to say, probably a couple years ago. One of my friends, we were talking, and I was like, yeah, just that voice in your head that's guiding you and telling you where to go. And they're very very detailed. And she's like, I don't have that. I'm like, why you're not hearing me, and so I do hear these spirits clear as day, especially when someone wants to connect. So I will have them hold something and just something close to them, and then it really started actually with my dad. Thank goodness he's so open to all my adventures in life and moving across the world and, supporting all my love for my journeys in life, even when he thinks I'm crazy. But I read his parents, who I never met my grandparents before. And it's usually they tell me things that I would never know. Right. So that's where it began. And it started really just with friends and close family. So some people are like, well, we never knew you were a medium. And that's because I kept it very small. So it wasn't until recently I have branched out, also with your guidance, and I was hypnotized by actually
Good.
Jupiter Rising, Brian and Jupiter Rising, and Jupiter's phenomenal
Good.
here. So he helped me really to just exactly step into who you are and embrace
Yeah.
it. And you can't be afraid of what everyone thinks about you.
Right.
You know, people will
Exactly.
always
Mhm.
judge you, and it's going to hurt some days, but you have to just do you.
Yeah,
Yeah.
be true to yourself. Absolutely. Keep shining your light because you're so beautiful inside and out, and she has a really joyful energy, very high vibration, and she has special gifts. And I'm just so happy to have you on our show to let people know who you are. And, I think this is wonderful. I really
I
do.
appreciate this platform. Yeah, I do. And like I said, I am branching out. I've read now hundreds of people, and I hope to help more, if people want it. I will never force anyone, I'm gonna share
No,
this.
I think it's wonderful. I think it's wonderful. Have you had any can you share with us some of your spiritual experiences that you've had?
Yeah,
Have you a little bit more?
absolutely. So even when I was younger, I would
Mhm.
hear these voices, and
Mhm.
even my dad would joke with me, "Oh, Kaylee's always right. Kaylee's always right." And maybe he didn't listen to me about something, or and now looking back on that and those moments, right? I see
Right.
now that it was his guides above. And
That's
yeah, just
awesome.
little moments like that. Exactly. Even with myself, if I maybe don't feel safe in a situation, I've been to 25 countries, and
Yeah.
I have always, everyone's like, you travel alone sometimes, but I've
Yeah.
always felt safe and guided.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
listen in, and now I know where those voices are coming from. Maybe if it's a dark street in Turkey, or it's like maybe I shouldn't meet this person, or yeah. And I also do feel that everyone comes into your life for a reason.
Yeah.
I've also learned that now with even doing hypnosis. I love being hypnotized. I think what
Mm.
we can block out and really focus on with our subconscious mind
Yeah.
is mind blowing. And I love seeing psychics. Like I said, even the day, I'll never forget the day. So before we talked, I
Mhm.
saw a psychic. My friend recommended them, and I'm like, okay, because I've always loved this realm. And I felt they weren't maybe the truest, and they were asking me, well, what do you do for a living? And I'm like, well, shouldn't you kind of know what? So funny enough, I call you because I was recommended to you a few days later, and you were spot on, Sherry.
Uh,
You were like business card, things that only I had been thinking. You nailed it on the head, and I was so impressed with your work. I really was, that I'm like, wow, this is what a true spiritual guided person is about. And so people like you influence me to keep going and to step
Mhm.
into who I am, be who I am, and to show
Yeah.
up even on the days I might not want to, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So
Yeah. I think stepping into it is huge. Because then you claim it, and it's not as fearful, when otherwise you're kind of pretending. But when you step into it, you really shine,
yeah.
Mhm.
And you're like, well, shouldn't you kind of know what I'm doing? Or but no, I wanted to also talk about some of the stories from my mediumship that were eye-opening
Exactly.
to me. Yeah. So here's one, because I said I like them to hold something, and
Mhm.
sometimes they do, sometimes they don't. Sometimes it's a picture. They don't really show me what it is, but two examples. They're both reading for their father. They both wanted to connect to their dads. And
Aw.
one, I was describing him up above on a beach, relaxing. He had these sunglasses, he was so cool and chill. And
Mhm.
sure enough, at the end of it, she shows me this picture, and he has sunglasses on, by the beach,
Oh, how
relaxing.
cool.
Yeah. And the other one, she asked me what her dad was doing up above. And I said,
Mm,
I'm seeing he's building something.
mm.
I mean, something I never even seen before. And it's massive and he's nonstop and he's working away. Usually people are more relaxed up there. And sure enough, at the end of it, she shows me a picture. Her dad created these special, almost fighter jets, these like small
Wow.
fighter jets. And I'm like, well, that's what he was building.
That was so cool. That was so cool. It really
Yeah.
is. It's amazing.
Moments like that and it also reassures me why I'm doing what I'm doing, why I want to keep doing this and helping people. She couldn't believe it either. They're crying, showing me these pictures, and I felt them, what they were truly, they love what they're doing up there, right? And so
Yeah.
moments
Mhm.
like that higher vibration we're feeling, and
Mhm.
if it helps bring a little bit of peace to one of my clients, that's all I could ever ask for.
Yeah, it's important. And I think people love to connect with their loved ones and they miss them. And
Mhm.
they want to or they need to heal something from them. So it just depends on what the person needs. But it's so touching to help another person find peace. I think it's very, very, and to help them connect. I think that is
Absolutely.
wonderful.
Yeah, no, and I'll never forget my first interview for my real job. I was working at this luxury hotel on Palm Beach, and they asked me, I think I was 16. I was so young, well, so why are you here? And I said, I want to help people. And I was at a hotel, on a hotel level. And I was there 10 years, and I
Oh,
loved giving back, but that's when I felt, how can I give back more? What can I
mhm.
do? Not that I don't love this hotel and this industry and the people I met there, I'm still friends with till this day,
Yep,
so, right, people come into our lives for a reason,
yep,
but just escaping from that realm. And then I went and traveled the world. I taught English
yep.
abroad. I was teaching
Wow,
hundreds of kids English and helping people on a larger scale now with my mediumship and guiding people is
wow,
I could never imagine.
wow. Yeah, when you
Yeah.
look back, isn't it amazing when you can actually look back and reflect on it? Everything was just divinely unfolding perfectly.
Yes, it does. Even through those hard moments, those tough days, and you're wondering, why is this happening to me? Why would this happen? And you don't realize maybe it's to keep you safe. Maybe
Yeah,
it's to guide you on a different path that you wouldn't
yeah,
have ever imagined if you didn't go through that moment. So it does. It helps you take a step back, appreciate, right? And maybe
yes.
write down some things of what you're thankful for. I always try to do that.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Exactly. And it feels like the unfoldment is always it's exciting because you just never know what's next. It's just like it unfolds as you're in the moment and enjoy, and then you get these new experiences. And it's important to trust your own intuition. It's important to listen from within because it can save your life, and it can help others and it does keep you safe.
Mhm. Yeah, no,
Mhm.
definitely. And I had actually a friend the other day, we were talking, and she feels she has abilities, more on
Yeah.
the psychic realm, and she loves
Yeah.
tarot, but some of the things she hears and feels scares her. And I told her,
Yeah.
if you don't feel comfortable and this isn't something maybe you do want to venture into, then don't. You do
Yeah.
have to really deep down feel 100% ready for it. This is what you're meant to do. And maybe it's not at this time, but maybe in the future then.
Yeah.
It doesn't always have to be at that exact moment to dive in. But I would never want anyone to feel uncomfortable or afraid,
Yeah.
and because you always have to trust your gut at the end of
Yeah.
the day. Mhm.
Exactly, exactly. And it sounds like you really do. I felt like you've done that at a young age and through your life experiences that, wow, I always have trusted myself. It's
Yeah,
a good
no, and now I know
feeling.
I've had, these spirit guides guiding us, and I think
Mhm.
everyone does. Everyone has those angels up above, and you might not realize it. And some people do. Some people will message me,
Yeah.
oh, I saw this bird and that was my dad's favorite bird. Or,
Mhm.
I saw this thing move in my house, or I saw these numbers.
Yeah.
Numbers are a good way to communicate with us. And that's what I
Right.
think people might not realize. I'll never forget one day I came home and a friend of mine, gave me a birthday gift. And I came in and it was in a room that no one ever even enters. The entire gift was just everywhere, literally all over and I'm like, well, that's weird. And I keep hearing, call my friend. And I'm like, oh, they're going to think I'm crazy. I don't know. This is when I was first starting out. And sure enough, I call him, her dad comes through, and probably an hour session later, and I'm so glad I connected with her that day. But it's sometimes, we don't realize that things can occur and you don't know how, you might not even know how. Yeah. So, and I know it's different for people. I know there's going to be people that are skeptical. I understand. I've always found it fascinating, this realm, but I do get that some people will maybe not want to dive in or feel comfortable speaking about it, and that's okay. I always respect that.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, everybody's at different levels and different beliefs and different things. Everybody's at different levels.
Yeah.
And
No, exactly.
it's okay. It's allowing people where they are, and I think that's a good thing.
Mm-hmm. No, yeah.
Yeah, but but a lot of people get a lot of guidance. It's also guidance, we can see, but it's guidance. It's to inspire people, and it feels like that's what you do as well.
Absolutely. And that's why, some people always, well, you're such a great business coach. You really motivated me. And I think now it's funny looking back too, especially the past couple of years, it's not just me I'm hearing from, right, on your journey. Please know that it is coming from up above. And I do want the best for you. They always want the best for you. So it's almost a combination of where can this go that it flourishes, your business flourishes, you flourish. And, I was doing a business coach, contract with a company, and then they hired me as a medium later on. And they asked me to read their animals that had passed.
Yes.
And I never read animals.
Oh, they're exciting. They're good. Yep.
Mm-hmm. And I did it one day. I said, let's just do this. Let's try. And I kept hearing she was such a good mom. She was almost like a mom, our mom to us. And they were almost like her children. She had so many animals. And so when I started hearing that, I said, all right, let's do this. And it was, we were both crying. She was such a wonderful caretaker for them. Yeah. She lived on a farm, when she was little, and they were like her family. And I never thought I would hear from animals, but
everything has a soul, including an animal. They have a higher self and a connection. And, people, some of them are just like their children, and they love them so much, and they miss them a lot, and even if they get other ones, they still miss the ones that have passed. And I'm so glad you're able to do that, to help them find the peace and connect with them, that they're okay on the other side.
They are, and they were frolicking. They were all over, the horses were all over the place, and they were so happy. And I also read, this was maybe 3 months ago, a woman that had, unfortunately, but lost her son, and he was only 5 months old. So at the time, not speaking.
Yeah.
And that was another situation where I didn't know if I would hear from, someone but once again, came through clear as day. I still speak with the woman all the time and try to be there for her, so moments like that where I'm definitely reminded, I'm thankful I can help people on a different level,
Yeah, it's a service that's deep within the heart. And it's a soul knowing. We just know this, and even if we can't explain it all, you just know. And it is a wonderful thing to help people transform, find
Mhm.
peace, move forward in their life, and, enjoying life more. But they need closure. Some people just need that closure, or
Yeah.
understanding. Mhm.
Yeah. And that's the thing a lot of people will say when their loved one passes away, they will maybe feel them a little bit more or hear from them, but then over time they might not connect with them as much. And there is a reason for that because they do want to let you heal. They
Yeah.
do want to give you that time now and let it, not that you will ever fully heal, of course, but to give you maybe that space a little bit. And so you unfortunately might not hear from them as much after some time has passed, but that's for good reasoning. Please understand that.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, and as a coach, what can you tell? What type of? I know you're a business coach,
Mhm.
but do you also help people who are in the spiritual realm too?
Oh, that's a good question. I have yet to do a coaching contract with someone in the spiritual
Okay.
realm, but I am
Yeah.
definitely open to it.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I always see that too, people that are looking for more of a marketing guru for their spiritual company, so I'm all for it. If I can help, because I am on Instagram, I am on TikTok,
Mhm.
I've tried to grow those platforms as well, and just to be there for people. I go live on TikTok
Right.
sometimes. And yeah,
Mhm.
so I definitely try my best to reach out to as many people as I can. But as far as the business coaching goes, I'm always taking clients and wanting the best for them. I will
Mhm.
even maybe space it out where I can help two focused on two at a time. And then once we move on, and sometimes they'll want me to come back, after, are you available again? but
No, but I
but
think it's
sometimes
because
I have
everything is a business. Yeah, everything is, and I teach that with people who are on this type of a path because a lot of
Mhm.
people don't. And I thought, you need to value what you offer. And
Yes.
I think it's an avenue. I didn't know if you did or not, but I thought, well, let's just ask her because
Yeah,
if you're doing a business coach, I felt like, you could do that too. I didn't know if you were, but thank you for
yeah,
sharing that with us. Yeah.
I know. I haven't yet to do a more spiritual, holistic company, but I am definitely
Yeah.
all for it. Yeah, you're right. I probably see once again, you're so amazing on guiding me.
No,
And I need
you have your answers. You got that within you. You're very intelligent and very dedicated and loyal to your path and what you do, and diverse. We live in the physical world, so we have so many things that are tips. I wasn't always doing this. I mean, I've been doing this for over 25 years professionally, but I was in the corporate world for a long time. So we need all of our experiences, including the spiritual, and I think it just makes it a stronger foundation. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and if people want to connect, like I said, I've tried different things now, and readings for animals and children, and
I think that's
in any
wonderful.
which way I want to be there for that person. And yeah, so I'll do hour sessions sometimes. I've done 2 hour sessions sometimes. Some
That's
people will
great.
call me in a couple weeks and they want another mediumship session. And
Yeah.
I of course want them to heal, but if that helps them, I had one client, oh my goodness, I'll never forget it. He always, any holistic fair he goes to, probably once a month, he connects with his parents, and he
Mm.
hires a medium. And I kept asking his parents, I'm like, you don't mind this, that he's connecting with you every month? Usually people have one mediumship session and they're good for years. And they said, clear as day, not at all. If this is how he feels he can connect with us, and this
Mhm.
gives him that little bit of push through life. I mean, he's been doing this for
Yeah.
years. He sees mediums every month. And
Uh,
they were so welcome to it. And it was adorable. They still had so much to say to him. They had so much to say.
wow. That
Yeah,
that is so awesome. Also, when we were talking behind the scene before we came on, we talked about being an author. You
Mhm.
had written a kid's book or going to write a kid's book. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah, I wrote a children's book for my son, and I was, of course, nervous going into that adventure, but he
Yeah.
loves superheroes, and we go to the library every week. I felt we had read every single superhero book there was, and I said
Wow.
to myself, why don't we make a book? Why don't we have a superhero book about you, Henrik?
Oh,
You know? Yeah, so that's what started it all, and it is on Amazon, Henrik the Superhero. It's hopefully a
oh,
book for children. Yeah, and there's word searches in the back and games and puzzles too, but it just is something for kids to, we always have the Spider-Man image or this, but this is to show you a child can become a superhero too within their own
yeah.
environment, and how can they help their community. So that's what made us get into it. I know I should mention it more. I've been,
I think it's amazing. I mean, if you can get a chance, can you send me a cover through an email and I'll put it on our website? And then
absolutely, yeah.
how they can purchase it. I think it would
Yeah.
be great. And if I would have known, I would have had the picture right up between us right here, showing people.
I'll
And I
send you a
didn't know you
copy
were an
too.
author. I mean, I know you do a lot, but I was amazed about that. And I thought, well, what a wonderful thing to share with the world, you know?
Yeah, absolutely. No,
You have
and
many gifts. You have many gifts. Yeah.
yeah. And I've tried to try so many different paths
Mhm.
in life, and I don't know if that's for everyone. Some people will be very comfortable in that same position, or they, maybe have
Yeah.
to stay in a position for 20 to 25 years. But I love to try different things. And I love to see, maybe I'm really good at this, or maybe
Yeah.
I should try that. And so once again, stepping into who you are, if you are unhappy with your current job,
Yeah.
just see what else is out there. Don't be afraid of to at least
Yeah.
maybe try. That's, the biggest thing is just to try, just to take a couple steps. And
Hmm.
that it can't ever hurt, right? So,
Yeah.
yeah, it's been fun
And
doing that.
sometimes it's so much better than limiting
Sometimes
yourself
way
out of the
better.
fear, because that is a fear base. Yeah. And it
Yeah,
is. And
it
it's
is.
security. It's a
Exactly.
security too for
Which I
people,
totally
you know?
understand. Yeah.
Yeah.
And
So
that's what
how
I
can
respect
people get
that.
a hold of you? How can people get
Yes.
a hold of you? Can you let
You're so
people know how they
special.
can get a hold of you? Do you
Yeah,
have a
the best
website or the email?
yeah. Yep, the best way is definitely to email if you are interested in a private reading. It's just my name, Kaylee M. Eickhoff at gmail.com. So,
Hmm.
and I think it's attached here, but Kaylee M as in Mary, Eickhoff, Eickhoff at Gmail. I'm also on Instagram. My business page
Yeah.
is Kaylee Life Coach _. You can connect with me that way. So I'm on TikTok, Kaylee Mercedes 911. I try to do it all.
I think that's great. No, I think it's wonderful. Getting yourself out there, stepping into who you are. And I think sometimes we just have to do it and get out of our own way and just do it, you know? And
Yeah.
then I feel you kind of brush it up as you go, and
Yeah.
but it's important to just be where we're guided to be and not think about it, know that that's where I'm to be, and
Yeah.
I think you're amazing. And anyone that wants to get a hold of her, make sure you go to our website, www.sherrylord.com. And we'll also have her book listed there where you can order her book, because she's an amazing author and she's beautiful. She still is such like a flower that's blooming. And
Yeah.
I think that's wonderful. And you get a chance, get a reading done by her. She's really coming from her heart, and she's sincerely there to uplift you and to help you connect and so much more. And a healing goes with sharing. I honestly believe that. And we're just so thankful to have you on our show. And again, how can people get a hold of you?
Yes. So definitely emailing, Instagram, all of those ways to connect. And I know it's on Sherry's website too. And I've commented
Yep.
it as well. Those would be the best ways to connect. And we can set up a reading. I try to do hour sessions, so that way it's
Yep.
never rushed and you feel comfortable that it is
Yep.
everything you really want it to be. So
Yeah.
yeah. Yeah, absolutely. And thank you again. This
Thank
was
you
awesome.
so much,
Nervous.
Kaylee. We'll have you back on our show. We'll have you back. And we just want to thank
Anytime.
all of our listeners and all the people who watch us every Tuesday at 10 a.m., the Sherry Lord Show. We're so happy to have you. And if anybody wants to be a sponsor, go to www.sherrylord.com and we have information there. And we just thank you all and have an amazing, blessed life filled with
Yes,
peace.
absolutely.
Bye-bye.
Aw.